Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Gear and Skills. I am in Lebanon, New Jersey this weekend, visiting some friends, taking a little bit of break, doing some planning, and my friend asked me to change tire on this bike and kind of check it out because they've been having problems getting some flats. So when I took the tire off the rim and I pulled the tube out, I noticed there was no valve stem. And the valve stem was actually stuck inside the rim right here. So that's not replaceable. So I've been mountain biking for a long time, about almost 30 years. And I used to repair the bike tubes. I had my little bike kit and you'd scrape up the tube, change it out and everything. And then along came these kind of adhesive repairs that we'd put on. And I do that for a long time. And eventually they just don't hold out. And a bike tube really doesn't cost that much. So at this point, I don't fix them anymore. I just replace it. I always carry an extra with me. And so this right here, when I took it to my friend and he said, put it in the trash, I had to correct him because this is not trash. This is something that I use. Some people call them razor or ranger bands, but I just cut up this tube and use it on my wallet. And I actually had one on here for quite some time, been a couple of years. It started to split a little bit, so I had to put another one on. But I put it over Altoids cans. I'll put paracord in it or rope and put it in. So this is really useful when you want to get something on there tight. And it lays flat. If you use rubber bands or things like that, it doesn't lay flat. And so this right here is a great thing to repurpose and keep because you can do a lot of things with that. Now, one of the things, just from a biking standpoint, is because my friend said that they've been having a problem with flats. I ran my finger all the way through here to make sure that there's no thorns. So in this area, we had the same problem in Utah. There's plants, we call them goat heads. They had spikes and they would go in and break off and they would rupture your tubes. And so I'm inspecting it visually right here, but feeling on the inside, and I don't see anything in there. So this tire's in good shape. So it had a tube, but it's the wrong size tube. So that's not going to work. But one thing, just on the biking situation, when this tube is in here and the band on it's a little bit in the way, so let me see if I can squeeze this one in here. There is there we go. There's a liner on the inside that had shifted. So this is the wrong size tube, but I want to show something here. This happens a lot. I see this a lot on bikes. So people put a tube on here and you put it on loose so you can put your tire back on, get your tire all seated inside the rim, and then you pump it up. But what happens, and what I noticed on this one, is right there is about how your tire should look when you go to pump it up. That should be coming straight out. This one was bent, and the reason it bends is the tube is not seated properly in the circle. And so if you're seeing your tube like that, your valve stem, that's putting a lot of stress on here, and that's going to break off. So you need to shift that so that it's square. And this can happen as you're putting the tire back onto the rim with the tube. And so you want to make sure that that is seated properly. Otherwise it can bust that stem off. So I have never actually busted a valve stem off like this before, but I have had to stop and kind of reposition it on my own bikes. So right there, most important thing though, hold on to those bike tubes. If you're not a biker, you can get a bike tube for like $8 or something. And if you don't want to bike, this right here, this is a 26-inch tire. This is a standard bike tire that you're going to see all over the place. A lot of mountain bike tires are bigger now, but if you want to go get something just to use as these bands, a 26-inch tire or a 20-inch tire, that's going to be about the right thickness. A road bike is going to be thinner, so I can't really stretch over a wallet like this with a road bike tube. It's too narrow. So you want a mountain bike tube, but this 20-inch right here would be great for one that you want to buy that's going to be pretty cheap, and then just go cut around it, and then you've got tubes to secure stuff. So I don't throw these out anymore. I'm using these all the time on my Altoids cans, like I said, fire kits, different things like that. So don't throw those away. I'd love to hear what you guys do, if there's other uses that you do for bike tubes, or how you use to fasten your stuff. And as always, thanks for watching Outdoor Gear and Skills, and we'll see you out there.